Welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. Well, we had expected this might happen a little later in the 8 o'clock hour, but it apparently is happening right now. We couldn't be happier. Corey Coe, a very special guest on the line.
Yeah, but I mean, we're busy. I think we should just bump Jeff back to 8:30. We told the listeners it was 8:30.
Yeah.
Academy Award winner Jeff Bridges joins the Power Trip Morning Show now. Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Doing well.
What a massive honor to have you join us for the radio show this morning, and can't thank you enough for that. And also can't thank you enough for the work that you do to fight hunger, especially for children. And that is the big reason we wanted to have you on today. I know you've been involved with Taste of the NFL. Taste for the Tour has now come here with the 3M Open. And just want you to talk a little bit about your mission to fight hunger and why that's so important. And of course, today is all about raising money for Veep, which is a food bank in Minnesota. So if you wouldn't mind just speaking to that, Mr. Bridges.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I belong to a wonderful organization called Share Our Strength. I'm the national spokesperson for their No Kid Hungry campaign. And we're like Veep. We're concerned about kids getting the nutrition they need. And so often the kids in need get their nutrition at school. And now with this coronavirus deal, schools are all thrown out of whack. And we're, doing everything we can to, come up with new solutions, from grab and go, curbside pickup type meals, not only for the kids, but also for their families. Just this last year, $25 million has gone to 1,000 schools to help these organizations feed these kids. And over the next 90 days, we're going to grant millions of more to help the schools reconfigure their operations, purchase equipment, strengthen their staffing, that sort of thing. And Veep, this is such a great organization. Volunteers enlisted to assist people. Veep, that's what holds hunger in place, not only these trying days, but always. It's the lack of community. And what you guys are doing here is a great display of what community can do. And it's, I feel great to support, what Veep is up to. And I'm going to encourage all the listeners, they can go to tasteforthetour.com, and there's all kinds of silent auction items there that you can bid on, and just make a great donation to support your community.
So, Jeff, when you're in the position that you're in, when you're an A-list actor and you're nominated for an award and you're lucky enough to win an Academy Award, how do you balance thanking people who got you there and looking over your entire career with a moment to push a platform, right? It's, if you're passionate about something, and it sounds like this is your cause, right? You're passionate about hunger. How do you factor in, like, I got about a minute before the band's are going to start playing me off. How do I balance my work, my career, my art, and my cause?
Well, I guess it just has to do with love, supporting each other. It feels good to do that. So it's not too difficult to do.
Jeff, if I may, my name is Mark, and I'm a man of a certain age as well. So I remember even going back to Sea Hunt, watching your father, and then segueing into your early roles as well with the Last Picture Show in particular, one of my favorites of all time. But we are here in Minneapolis. We are here. I grew up in St. Louis Park with the Coen brothers. So I wanted you to at least give us an insight on what it's like to work with these two guys, because they're very quiet in person. They're very, very quiet and very cerebral. But what is it like to work with them? And you know where I'm going with this. Of course. But they're master filmmakers. I got to work with them twice on Lebowski and then True Grit. Mm-hmm. And they are just, masters. Plus I married a girl from Fargo, so I'm connected to these guys. That's very cool.
Again, believe it or not, you're listening to the Power Trip Morning Show, and this is Jeff Bridges on the phone with the Power Trip Morning Show. And please check out tasteforthetour.com. That's FORE, by the way, and help us raise money to feed folks who need it right now. Jeff Bridges, I'm so honored to talk to you, and I got to tell you, I'm a huge fan, like all of us are. But knowing a little bit more about you, doing deep dives and listening to podcasts and stuff with you, we all know about the relationship between you and your dad, and how much you learned from him, and how the things you took away from him, and the joy he found in acting. But something that I've heard you talk about a couple of times that really touches me is the relationship you had with your mom. Your mom, and the I believe that you said she had something that she just called time with you and your brother. Can you tell me what that meant and what that was all about?
Yeah, that was something my mom did, and it wasn't a duty or anything. She just really loved it. And what she would do is she would spend an hour a day with each kid, doing whatever that kid wanted to do. And during that time, she wouldn't answer the phone or anything like that. Just, I'm having my time with Jeff, And we'd do all kinds of, crazy things. I could have friends come over and play with us as well. And then, as I got older, it was, oh, Mom, give me a massage. She'd, rub me for an hour, Or later on, as we were adults, I'd, give her a call and say, hey, Mom, I need some time. Let me take you out to dinner, So we kept a wonderful relationship.
And your passion for music, which also your mother encouraged, right, to have you play the piano? Because most boys, I hate the stereotype, would say, I don't want to play the piano.
Oh, yeah, well, I should have listened to my mother. I bitched about practicing, She finally said, okay, but you're going to be sorry, She was right. It's about, as she was about most things.
Jeff, quick question for you about the movie that I think a lot of people love that you were in was The Big Lebowski. When you got handed that script, what was your first thought?
Oh, I said, wow, this is going to be a lot of fun. These guys, to work with the Coen brothers was, thrilling, and the script, and and the movie is just. I don't know. I consider it kind of a masterpiece. It looks like it's, no big deal, just falling off a log. But, man, I get hooked myself when it comes up on the TV. I'll think, I'll just watch a few scenes, but I get sucked in, It's such a good one.
So, Jeff, it's one of my all-time favorite movies as well. And when I first started dating my wife, she had never seen it, so I showed it to her. And she said, how am I ever going to get those 2 hours of my life back? So should I divorce her or not?
Well, you just got to. It takes a little time sometimes to get a taste for it. You got to let her see it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, take her to a Lebowski fest.
I agree. I would go in a heartbeat. But a movie that her and I both love that you were in, because again, I don't know, she's just not a Coen Brothers kind of person. But I'm a massive sucker for heist films. I want to be a part of a heist in real life if that's possible. So Hell or High Water was awesome because you guys all turned what is basically like a Point Break kind of a formula, right? But you made it artistic instead of just Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze stealing stuff. I mean, that was a modern Western heist with some art feel to it, man. That was just a terrific movie.
Yeah, I thought so too. We had a lot of fun working with that. A lot of great actors and great director. It was wonderful.
Are there roles that are out there that you can continually look at when you get scripts thrown your way? Now that you're 70, that you have an opportunity to continue your art because you have quite the filmography. I mean, this is something that you've taken a lot of pride in, and just wondering what those roles are like for yourself now.
So what are you asking now?
In terms of what's out there for the future for you, Jeff?
Oh well. During this COVID thing,
yeah, who knows?
Shut down this project that I was working on called The Old Man, and now at 70, I play parts like that. The Old Man, that's me. But it was they're doing such great stuff on TV now, and this thing came across my desk, and I just leapt at the chance to do this thing. It's a lot of great people involved, and. But we're shut down. We got about halfway through, so we got to wait till we fire things up again.
Again, tasteforthetour.com. It's FORE. Once again, let's raise as much money as we can. That's exactly why the great Jeff Bridges is on the phone with us right now. This is kind of a long-winded question. Please stay with me for a second. As somebody who's been playing music my whole life, I know you started playing guitar and as Rosie mentioned, playing piano and such as a young man, but you were a songwriter as well. In fact, I believe the first time you ever had a song in a film was you were like 16 years old. That said, you move ahead to Crazy Heart. What a great film. What a great character. If your life had gone in that direction and you had become that rock star as opposed to the actor star that you are, how much of your life would have been like that character, if at all, do you think, the Crazy Heart character?
Well, I hope I wouldn't have gotten into the booze as heavy as those guys. But, that's a tough life, and, you tend to, medicate yourself to carry on and do the tough assignment. But that was a wonderful experience doing that film. I got to work with my good buddy T-Bone, Matt, and that movie really rekindled my teenage dream of getting a rock band together. So I formed a band called the Abiders, who nod to Lebowski, and we go out and tour. We have a tune that just came out, actually, called My Welcome Mat. And you guys might dig that. And that's, and also, there's another thing I'd like to pitch here is I just put out a signature guitar. It's a wonderful company called Breed Love. And it's all made with sustainable wood. We're promoting this idea that if you're in the market for an instrument, be sure to ask the guy you're buying it from, where does that wood come from? Because we've got to sustain our forests, man, the lungs of our planet. So this guitar, it's by Breed Love, and on the neck it says, all in this together, which also applies to what we're on the phone about with Veep, community. We got to love each other and show each other love by supporting each other.
And one more thing about that. I was listening to another podcast you did, and you talked about a book you read called The Daily Stoic. And you talked about this one quote, discipline comes from being motivated. And that really speaks to me, man, as somebody who's about to turn 50 and I'm trying to find out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. How do you stay motivated? How do you keep that discipline?
Well, it's a challenge. I think it's, I read something and it kind of made sense to me about passion. We're all looking for passion, I would do something, but I'm not passionate enough about it. And so passion doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes from, it's the fire that you get from rubbing sticks together. That was the quote. And so by that, what that means is engage, get into something, like what we're talking about here with, people volunteering, volunteers enlisted to assist people. Now that's something that's, that could be kind of challenging. Well, if you do it a little bit, you might get passionate about it, but you gotta kind of engage in it. You gotta show up.
Okay,
and then what's that?
Oh, nope, sorry. I thought you were finished. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Go ahead.
We were just going to wrap this up so that we could let you go on with your day. I'm sure it's early for you and you're going to get rolling. So I just wanted, lastly, to wrap this up, I just wanted to say, so we, for Veep and for Taste for the Tour, we created a small little recipe book to raise money. And we had a lot of celebrities be involved in the recipe book. If you were going to include a recipe, are you someone who likes to cook or bake? And if you were going to be included in a recipe book, what would you include? What would be your signature dish?
Oh, man.
Do you cook at all?
What would I include? Well, you know what I probably would include? My wife. And we have these green drinks that we make, I don't know what she puts in there, all kinds of stuff. So I might give you a recipe, for that. Or if I'm, a little naughty, I'd probably give you a recipe for my mother's homemade ice cream hot fudge sundae.
Oh, man. That does sound naughty.
Homemade ice cream, homemade hot fudge, homemade whipping cream. but that's not very nutritious.
That's legit.
Sounds great.
Wow, what an honor to talk to you, sir. Thank you so much for giving us the time. We couldn't be more grateful. Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, Jeff. Thanks, man.
Have a good one. Thanks for doing what you're doing.
You got it.
See you now.
All right, Academy Award winner,
My God.
Jeff Bridges.